actually here at home. I'm here in my little corner home office, whatever you want to call it. And I decided to share with you guys about a really rough day I had doing homeschool a few days ago. It was like the other week. But you know, everybody wants to share like the really nice moments, and I just thought I learned something new, right? During this little rough patch. So the other week, we just had a really terrible day, I felt like, during homeschool. I did not have a chance to prep for homeschool that week, so it was already starting off rough, right? That weekend was super busy. It was just a lot going on. When I said I felt like I didn't have a moment to catch my breath, right? And so normally I prepare homeschool Sunday night or Monday night. And I didn't have time on Sunday. When I did have time on Monday, I had decided to lay down because I was tired. So I was like, I ain't doing that right now. And then by Tuesday, when it was time to homeschool, I was kicking myself because I was just not prepared. So I'm getting my materials together that morning, and I'm not really in a rush because we didn't have really anything planned that day, so just homeschool. So I'm just getting my materials together. The printer stopped working. I couldn't find this book. I couldn't do this. It was just a mess. So by the time we sat down, which was way later in the afternoon than I anticipated, to get set for homeschool, it didn't go well. So my son, he's been doing these little word problems, and he just was not grasping the material. I felt like everything that we had went over, and we had been doing this stuff for a while, right? It wasn't new. It wasn't a new concept I was introducing to him, but he just wasn't grasping it to me, and I was just so confused. Like, babe, what's not? I'm thinking to myself, what's not clicking, right? What's not happening? I mean, because he's like his mother, when he doesn't get something, he starts to get frustrated and he starts to get emotional. So he started going off the deep end. Then Anaya's over here on my other side. Literally, they're on either side of me, right? Because I put one desk here, one desk there. Anaya's on the other side of me, who have somehow forgotten half her letters that we had went over. And she's learning how to write, but she's left-handed. So she's writing everything backwards. So I'm trying to show her, and I'm right-handed, right? So we struggling. I'm trying to show her how to write her letters the correct way, and she's getting frustrated because she keeps doing it wrong. Like, she keeps writing her C's backwards, and I'm trying to show her how to write them, and she's just, it's too hard, mommy, I can't do it. So she's going off the deep end. And he's off the deep end, she's off the deep, I'm done. It's just a wrap for the day, right? So I started to get a little emotional because I'm so frustrated. I felt like I was so tired. I had been running all weekend, like literally, not even the whole weekend, just like the past 4 or 5 days prior to that. And then it just was not a good day. So I take a break. I'm like, okay, we're done for today. We're just done for today. It's just not working. It's not gelling. And I'm not going to force it and make the situation worse. And I said, okay, we're done for today. We'll do a little extra tomorrow. We'll reconvene tomorrow, whatever the case may be. And my husband sees me. He's like, well, why are you so emotional? I'm like, they're just not getting it. I don't know. He's like, he'll be all right. When I say I was this close to karate chopping him in his esophagus, I was like, here, okay? For a number of reasons. One, don't diminish my feelings and how I feel when it comes to homeschool. Because to me, although yes, they're only in first grade, they're only in TK, I'm very much so invested. And I'm an emotional person, right? I'm a little sensitive. So when things don't go right and they're struggling and I feel like I'm missing something because I'm not able, on some level, I feel like I'm not able to teach them in the way that they can grasp the material, especially if it's been a while, I get a little emotional. Because I have to go back and figure out, okay, what is not clicking? Is it something I'm doing, or do they just need more time, you know? And so don't diminish what I feel. First of all, you should be grateful that I take it serious enough, you know? And as the primary homeschool parent, that's a lot of pressure. Because you feel like if your kids succeed or fail, it's on you, right? See, he don't have to deal with that because he's not their homeschool parent. So yes, it's going to be okay. You feel like it's going to be all right because you know your wife got this, because you know no matter what, we're going to get it together, right? My baby's around to succeed. Like, it just is what it is. But at the same time, if I have a little emotional process to get through, okay, let me have my minute, let me get myself together, and I'm going to come back stronger tomorrow. Don't sit there and be like it's not a big deal. Don't do me, okay? Anyway, so it was just not a good day. So Wednesday we homeschool. It's a little better. I just stayed away from that material that we were working on, like the word problems and stuff, because I wanted to kind of come back together and regroup. I knew I would have an extra day on Thursday when they were in school to come back on Friday. And so when we came back on Friday to do homeschool, it just started to click. And I can't really say I did anything much different than what I did previously, but it just started to click, and I started writing her C's the right way, and Micah started to grasp the word problems a little bit, and it just taught me some things, right? That homeschool, I have to be honest, has been pretty easy for me. Like it's been better than it's not, right? My kids, not only are they super young, so homeschooling them is a little easier. It's more play based. It's a lot of activities and outings and things like that. But I haven't, especially with both of them, I haven't really had to. It hasn't really been hard. I haven't had a lot of hardships doing it. And so what it taught me is that homeschool days are going to suck sometimes. It just is what it is. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not a utopia, They're going to get frustrated. Sometimes they're going to get tired. I'm going to get frustrated and tired. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to pause and reconvene later. It's okay to take a step back and say, let's do something else. Let's do something else. Let's take a break. Let's take a breather and come back later with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective, right? So it also taught me to relax a little bit, because just a couple days later, things started to click. So an off day doesn't mean they don't get it. It doesn't mean that they're not learning it. It means they had an off day. It means they had a rough day. Maybe they picked up on my energy. Maybe they also had a very busy weekend. Maybe they just weren't. Maybe it just wasn't a good day. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that it's not working or they're not getting it. And another thing it taught me is that, one, we do have time. Because that's one of the points of homeschooling, right, is that you get to take your time. So if your child is not getting something, or you feel like they're missing something or something's not clicking, you can go over it and over and over it as many times as you want to or need to for your child to grasp that. And I like to do that when it comes to very fundamental things in learning, because I don't want there to be any holes in their foundation as they build as a learner, if I'm making sense. And so there is time. We're not in a rush. They don't have to keep up with anybody but themselves. So that's great. And then one of the biggest things I would say that homeschool day taught me is to trust my kids. Trust that they want to learn and that they will learn, and know that, and let them show me how to teach them. So because they weren't getting it the way I was teaching it, I think I had to really slow down and do it one-on-one. Because at the time I was trying to homeschool them at both time, and they both needed my attention, and I wasn't giving either child my full attention. So I think that adds to it too, especially because Nana, she gets a little jealous of her mommy. So I think that adds to it too. And to really take my time with them and trust that they want to know this material and they want to be taught and they want to learn it, and give them the space to learn and navigate that, and give them the space to have a bad day. It doesn't mean I'm failing as a homeschool parent. If anything, it means I just need to go back to the drawing board and rethink and recreate and reconfigure how we can learn this material. So homeschool days are not always perfect, and it's just the truth. And so that day sucked bad, and we cut it short. And it is what it is. And then the next few days were okay. Then the next day was great. And then this week has been great. They've been really, soaring and taking off. And I'm sure we'll have another day that just really sucks. And it just happens sometimes. But I just want to encourage any homeschool parent out there who's having a rough patch, or who's had a few rough days, and just stop and take a breath. And know that you're invested in your child, and you love your child, and you're going to make sure that they get it, right? And your child is going to get it because they want to learn. Children naturally, innately want to learn. They want to know things, right? And so if you have to, just take a breath, reconfigure, rethink about things, regroup, and come back and try it at a different angle, a different way, all those good things, and it's going to be okay, right? But I will say this, if you're not a homeschool parent, you know one, don't diminish how they feel. If they're having a rough time, or if they get a little emotional about something or a little frustrated, those are valid feelings because their child's education is on their shoulders, right? And unless you're in that position to know that sometimes pressure homeschool parents put themselves under, although they don't, and until they learn how to balance that and realize that it doesn't necessarily have so much, they don't have to put so much pressure on themselves, they'll diminish how they feel because it's a serious thing, right? It's serious. So anyway, that's the video for today. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Bye.